Hey guys, it's so great to be with you and to see everyone, and I'm so excited to share this incredibly true, awesome story about trusting God and seeing God's power. It is found in the Old Testament in the book of Joshua. Joshua chapter 6. Now, before this, the beginning of Joshua, Moses, the grand leader of the Israelites, has passed away. You know, parting the Red Sea, the Ten Commandments. Moses did a lot of incredible things through God's power and God's help. And now it was Joshua's turn to lead. That's like a big deal. Like Moses, like those are some big sandals to fill. But Joshua, in this short time, Joshua had trusted God and was praying with God. And Joshua led the people across the Jordan River and was on the way to the promised land. And then it happened. They ran into this fortress, like it came out of nowhere. And they ran into this fortress known as the city of Jericho. So Joshua went to the Lord and prayed and asked for a plan. He asked, God, what are we supposed to do? So check this out. Chapter 6, starting in verse 3, says, Your entire army is to march around the city once a day for 6 days. 7 priests will walk ahead of the ark, each carrying a ram's horn. On the 7th day, you are to march around the city 7 times, with the priests blowing their horns. When you hear the priests give one long blast on the horns, have all the people give a mighty shout. The walls of the city will collapse, and the people can charge straight into the city. Guys, that's so crazy, okay? So for the first 6 days, they have to walk all the way around the fortress one time and then go back to the camp. But then on the 7th day, they have to walk all the way around the fortress 7 times, blowing horns. And once they make the last lap, that 7th time around, they give a really long blast and then they shout. Check it out. Chapter 6, jumping to verse 20 says, When the people heard the sound of the horns, they shouted as loud as they could. Suddenly, the walls of Jericho collapsed, and the Israelites charged straight into the city from every side and captured it. They completely destroyed in it everything. See, in this, they had to trust in God's timing, and they had to trust God's plan. It didn't really make sense to them at the beginning. Wait, we have to lap this fortress, and then we're just going to blow horns and scream? What is that going to do? But then the fortress shook and the walls came down and things collapsed and they were able to conquer the city. Now, a great thing happens all throughout Joshua about trusting God, trusting his plan, and trusting his time. And like the big idea or like the big thought of the book of Joshua in the Old Testament is, if you want to be a winner, if you want to see the victory, you must listen to God and show a lot of courage because God is with you. Know and trust that God is with you. How cool is that? I mean, it's right in the very first chapter. As soon as you get to the book of Joshua, Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, like boom, right there. First, like one of the first things says, I command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. What? Wherever you go. So, take this story from Joshua and the Israelites. Know that God is with you and that you can trust in his plan and you do not have to be afraid. Trust God just as Joshua did.